Alright, we're coming to the end of the first hour, and we're closing it out with a first-time encounter between the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington, and the one and only Crystal Gabor.
Well, I would have figured they'd already met.
The next match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
You know, Tex, I would have thought so too, except that I do all the booking, so I already knew Georgia Washington has faced a laundry list of opponents in her time here in RWL, and I mean it's a long list. You could go just punch up her name in the listing and find out how many people she's wrestled, but she's never faced Crystal Gabor. So this was a natural. I just had to do it for Helloween Brawl.
Georgia's demonstrated some legit skills and all, but Crystal's held a whole mess of titles in RWL, and she's been around a whole lot longer. I'd be very surprised to see Georgia pull off a win in this match. I know we never say never around here, but Crystal's forgotten more skills than Georgia even knows.
Georgia Washington also suffers from acute egoitis. Her smugness has gotten her into more trouble than success. And here she is, showing off that ego again. Look at this, having to have referee Charles Lacera hold the ropes open for her, like she's really that big of a deal. I think she could be the most irritating star in the ladies' division.
I think you could be right, Mr. Cardell. She has got an ego the size of the damn Grand Canyon.
Boy, this is so unnecessary.
Crystal's of far bigger stars with far more success. Multi-time women's world champion, former tag team champion with Faye Crawford, and she's American Supreme Matt Clark's #1 lady and has been for over 10 years now. And Crystal would never behave like this.
Easy to explain. Crystal Gabor's got class and Georgia don't.
And her opponent from Palatka, Florida, Crystal Gabor.
The leopard print lover, Crystal the Pistol, primed and ready to face the Yankee Rose. She's been waiting for the opportunity to. I think the general consensus among us all is that Georgia's probably about to get seriously served in this match. Only thing Crystal's gonna have to avoid is getting caught out there by Georgia's finisher, the Rocket's red glare, cause that's usually how she tends to win her matches.
Get out of my brain, Wally. That's exactly what I was thinking. Who gave you permission to poke around in there?
Sorry, Christy, didn't mean to, but it's pretty obvious stuff, isn't it? I still think Crystal's gonna outclass her in this match for all the reasons we've already mentioned. Plus, Georgia's never dealt with her before. I bet Gabor runs circles around her.
It's like y'all say the Yankee Rose has met a whole bunch of people, but never before. Crystal Gabor, let's see what Crystal the Pistol makes of the Yankee Rose. Referee Charles Lacera sounds the bell. Georgia Washington misses with her charge. Crystal Gabor locks her up, drives a knee into the head of the Yankee Rose. Crystal Gabor slams her head down to the canvas. Georgia Washington quickly back up, right into a drop kick from Crystal. Crystal misses with the right. Georgia misses with that, whatever the hell it was supposed to be. Crystal Gabor tries for the ab stretch, but Georgia Washington slips out of the hold, goes behind on Crystal Gabor. Has her up, there's a knee breaker from the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington drives the knee into the head of Crystal Gabor. Delivers a kick to the back. Crystal back up on her feet. Georgia locks her up. Spinning sidewalk slam with a cover. One. Not even a one. Okay. Crystal rolls out to the outside. Georgia Washington over the top rope crossbody takes Crystal down to the floor. Referee's already counting. Here's a shot to the midsection from Crystal. Georgia rebuffs the next one. Crystal counters her. Georgia counters Crystal. Crystal makes her way back inside. Here comes Georgia Washington. Crystal Gabor tries for the ab stretch again, and she gets it. Not going to get a submission, but she'll damn sure wear out Georgia Washington trying. Here's a hard set of shots. A head scissor. And Crystal gets dropped on her head. There's that whatever it was, but it worked that time. Crystal counters with a shot. A hard right from Crystal Gabor. A kick from Georgia Washington. They lock up Crystal. Whip to the ropes. Georgia makes the duck under. Makes the leapfrog. And whoa, winds it up and whoa! What a nasty neck breaker right there. Crystal counters with a foot to the chest of Georgia Washington. Follows that up with a set of elbows to the Yankee Rose. Georgia counters the hard right. Crystal again with the foot right to the chest. Crystal snaps the arm, snaps it again, kicks it a third time. Oh man! Crystal Gabor not playing around here. All the way up on the top turnbuckle. The former women's world champion all the way up waiting for Georgia Washington to stand up. Here she comes, big time crossbody to Georgia Washington. Crystal with those bare feet stamping every available inch of the Yankee Rose that she can get her foot in. Oh man, Crystal Gabor is lit up tonight. Crystal pulls back in for the abdominal stretch again. Still trying to wear down Georgia Washington. And Georgia Washington counters with some shots to the head. Goes for the head scissors again and again drops Crystal right on the top of her dome. Georgia locks her up. Has her up, front cradle, and there's a backbreaker. Crystal rolls to the outside. Oh, would you look at this? The two of them just mocking each other. That's Crystal Gabor for you. Well, Crystal's done playing around here. Takes a step over the ring steps. Here comes Georgia to the outside. Crystal kicks her in the chest again. Pitches Georgia Washington towards the barricades. Makes her own way back inside. Charles Lucera still counting. Georgia Washington. Crystal up on the top turnbuckle here. Georgia on the outside standing up. Here comes Crystal. Oh man, missile drop kick. Both feet right to the chest of the Yankee Rose. Georgia counters with both boots to the chest of Crystal Gabor. Crystal rounded up to a standing position again. Georgia rolls her back inside the ring. The Yankee Rose in hot pursuit. Swing and a miss from Crystal. A hard right from Georgia. A chop across the chest. Crystal in the corner. Here's a boot to the gut, and there's a counter kick from Crystal, who gets herself out of the corner. A drop kick that drops the Yankee Rose. Crystal Gabor looks like she's stalking Georgia here. Oh man, quick counter. Followed up with an elbow to the shoulder. Crystal puts on the brakes on her. Counters with a dragon screw. Man, these two ain't playing. Here's a kick to the head from Georgia. The Yankee Rose drags Crystal Gabor towards center ring. But no good. Crystal right back up on her feet. Oh man, nasty spinning neckbreaker. Georgia with a dragon screw and snaps the leg on Crystal. Georgia Washington locks up Crystal Gabor. Has her. Whoa, that was a nasty suplex right there. Georgia charges and again nails her with that elbow. Crystal Gabor makes her way to the corner using the ropes to stand herself up. Georgia Washington with a set of elbows to Crystal Gabor. She falls up out of the corner. Georgia all the way up on the top. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see that? That was, I hate to say it, but that was beautiful. 1, 2. Some very athletic moves from the Yankee Rose. Was now very upset. She thought that would have been it, but no. Crystal Gabor kicks out of the pin, and Georgia very frustrated. The Yankee Rose gets the leg. Snaps it and snaps it again. Georgia Washington now trying to get the momentum back here in this match. There's a disrespectful slap to the face to Crystal Gabor. A kick right to the face takes her down again. Crystal counters with both feet to the chest of Georgia Washington. Back up on her feet. Swings and misses. Whoa! A spinning neckbreaker from Georgia Washington. Georgia locks up Crystal. Whoa! Nasty leg drop. The Yankee Rose goes for the cover center ring. Hooks the leg. 1. Not even a 1. Crystal Gabor kicking out of the pin. Georgia misses with the stomp. Gets a hold of Crystal anyway. A slap right up. Uh-oh, here it comes. The Rocket's red glare. That could be it right there. Whoa! I guess not. Crystal counters and escapes the Rockets' red glare. I thought that would have been the end of the match right there. Georgia up against the ropes. Crystal Gabor with a snapmare up on the middle rope. Oh, just lets gravity do the work. There's a crossbody and a cover. 1, 2, 3, and well, there you have it, folks. Crystal Gabor defeats the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington by pinfall. Let's go get the official time.
Time was 6 minutes and 46 seconds. And your winner, Crystal Gabor.
Looks like we called another one, people. I bet Georgia is gonna be yanking hair out of her head, wondering why the Rockets' red glare didn't deliver her a win in this one. I say it's because Crystal Gabor is just a cut above most of her previous opponents. Hey, even I can't believe she recovered and countered the Yankee Rose so quickly.
But there's so much more to come. Stay with us, and we'll be back with the second hour of the 11th annual Helloween Brawl in just a few.